Hello everybody, again, Briefcase here with the second game of this series between Team No Tidehunter and Team Fnatic. Last game we saw some pretty devastating, constant team fights. It kept rolling and rolling and rolling, and every single time Fnatic came out on bottom, thus resulting in the, I think 17-minute GG being called. And so let's see if we can't have maybe a little bit of a longer game today, maybe a little bit more back and forth. But we'll see. I haven't seen it, and I'm a little bit excited, especially with No Tidehunter. They are easily one of my favorite teams. Not specifically on why, or not specifically because they don't play Tidehunter. Of course, that is a little bit of a part of it, because there was a while where Tidehunter was picked up every single game, along with Anti-Mage as well, of course. But just because their entire team name is almost a joke, and that's just a little bit terrific. No Tidehunter banning Darkseer. I think last time Fnatic banned Darkseer. Pretty damn sure, because Fnatic was dire last time. And I'm pretty sure I saw... Yeah, definitely saw Darkseer banned on the top again. So this time, looks like No Tidehunter may be banning exactly what Fnatic was banning last time, but we will see. All that I know right now is that maybe they don't want Fnatic to have a strong solo lane, and they absolutely don't want Fnatic to have very, very good positioning and team fight, especially if they can ban a Magnus next, which we will see if they do or not. But all the while, No Tidehunter seeming like, oh, there it is. Team Fnatic banning Lone Druid, seeing exactly what Admiral Bulldog can do with him last game. Just being devastatingly good at making sure that he never gets ganked, really scouting with the bear, doesn't care if the bear falls, but scouting very, very effectively all the while. As soon as he gets that entangling claws on the bear, was incredibly aggressive at pushing into that tower and really trying to take as many kills as he could, especially against the Gyro. Was really denying Gyro some strong farm. So Fnatic stopping that from happening this time around and seeing exactly what it can. I wonder to see if No Tidehunter picks now as a ban. They could go, of course, stopping the big team fights and relying on more one-on-one kind of tactics. Let's see if they get rid of either Magnus. Last time, Fnatic got rid of, what did they get rid of? Darkseer, Magnus, Void, getting rid of all those huge ultis that can really change a team fight in every which way possible. But no Tidehunter banning the Bat, banning, yeah, Bat Rider there. Just seeing maybe they're going for a little bit of a different strategy this time around. Considering that they are dire, maybe they don't like Bat as dire for all I know. But when it comes right down to it, banning Bat, seeing what they're going to be doing now. Must say, I do appreciate S4 Dota's Tidehunter profile from the classic Dota. That's making me feel a little nostalgic, making me feel a little bit good right now. But there it is. Let's see what No Tidehunter really does. Of course, Fnatic banning Lone Druid, seeing exactly what No Tidehunter can do with them. Everybody going into reserve time now. Fnatic also banning Chen this time around. I guess they really didn't like the added bodies that Chen and Lone Druid gave to No Tidehunter last game. I guess they just really didn't like that, having to deal with all these kind of pseudo heroes, or at the very least creeps, with Chen, and the added utility and mobility that those things get, and then just the ability to harass. No Tidehunter picking up Wisp, realizing that he's not banned yet. Usually, I've seen him banned first or second almost every single game that I've seen, and any time that I do see him picked up, he's accompanied by either Chaos Knight for that amazing combo, or just another very strong stunner and ganker. Fnatic picking up Nyx Assassin hasn't been banned. I think both teams banning, of course, very strong heroes. Fnatic seeming like they really don't want to deal with something that they know that no Tidehunter is strong at. Lone Druid, of course. No Tidehunter showcasing just how strong Admiral Bulldog can play him. Whew, my voice cracked just a little bit. Not the end of the world, though. Fnatic also banning Chen, seeing what no Tidehunter can do. Kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for here? Responsive ban? In response, there it is. Fnatic picking up Magnus. I don't know if no Tidehunter really likes it. Of course, Darkseer is not there to guarantee the huge reverse polarity, but both Magnus and Nyx Assassin, incredibly strong heroes. No Tidehunter might be going with all the options available to them right now. Might be going for a very mobile team. Wisp, of course, incredibly strong with relocate, especially with CK. Really limits exactly where Fnatic can go. They can never go alone unless they're near a tower. Of course, Nyx Assassin has been known to just wait in the wings and hide, just waiting for that port in and really capitalizing and setting a trap. But we'll see exactly what happens now. Wondering who no Tidehunter is going to pick up. With Wisp, of course, you think that there's the Chaos Knight. Of course, going with the Wisp ult. The Wisp Chaos Knight combo. So strong. Very good. Chaos Knight, of course, one of the stronger carries. Has his illusions. Has an amazingly strong stun as well. Fnatic might do well to pick up a Rubik. Just to pick up some very good abilities. He's very he's very good utility. He's very good at a multitude of things. And when it comes right down to it, Rubik is a very strong pick as well. Although there is no incredibly strong ult for Rubik to pick up at the moment. Fnatic picking up Storm Spirit, my favorite blue Mexican, I must say. I don't even care if they win. I'm just happy they played him. He's got one of the best voice acting, I think, in the entire game of Dota 2. And a little surprised, I must say. I'm terrible at Storm Spirit. I always have been. I've never been able to get a grasp of exactly how to use them. Of course, beyond the don't ult in, don't lightning ball in, and then be completely devoid of mana. I, of course, know that, but when it comes right down to it, I've just never been able to make him work at all. Perhaps picking him up, Fnatic, as a way to go in and not be terrified of Wisp Chaos Knight if they ever poured in. Storm Spirit can easily get away. Magnus, of course, as well. Nyx Assassin, with ult, can get away, assuming that Wisp or Chaos Knight does not have Dust of Appearance yet. But Storm Spirit almost guaranteed a getaway as long as things don't go a little bit pear-shaped for him. No Tidehunter and Fnatic. No Tidehunter banning. Lifestealer, very strong pick nowadays. Does not like to be shackled down by one shackle shot, of course, but any skill, any stun. Lifestealer has, of course, his BKB just grown into him and doesn't have to deal with it. And I think can be played as a very late game carry, getting Mjolnir and pretty much any attack speed items that you please, but can also be kind of the sideline hero. Chaos Knight can take the full late game and take the full carry position, whilst Lifestealer provides slightly more utility and can be a kind of a pseudo carry as well. No Tidehunter banning Luna. Looks like they don't want any big eclipses, or I suppose, since they are going another image hero, another illusion hero, Chaos Knight to an extent, usually gets Manta, has his ult, maybe trying to avoid Luna for the glaives that will bounce around and ruin those as well. Not to say that Magnus won't, but when it comes down to it. Fnatic banning Night Stalker. Interesting thing. I can see why, though. Night Stalker very good at ganking Storm Spirit. With the silence, can stop any semblance of ulting away by Ball Lightning. Can really screw up any Magnus ults or Magnus combos that comes from it. Nyx Assassin, of course, is, if he gets caught out as well, any silence on him is a death warrant on him as well. But no Tidehunter. They do have that Wisp Chaos Knight combo, and with that, Fnatic is going to be incredibly scared to move out, ever. simple as that. Unless they set a trap, it's just incredibly scary. Chaos Knight's, of course, Reality Rift combined with Wisp's Tether, it's a guaranteed stun because Reality Rift actually makes Chaos Knight go on the opposite side of whoever he casts it on. Thus, Wisp gets his free stun off, and then all that has to do is combo into Chaos Knight's stun. And when it comes to that, at around level 7, as Chaos Knight and Wisp, that combo, you are guaranteed 4 seconds of stun. You've got 2.25 from Wisp, and you have at least 2 from Chaos Bolt. And really, that's a little bit terrifying, and that's just a minimum of 4 seconds of stun. If Chaos Bolt goes and becomes 3 or 4 even, you can suffer all the way up to 6 seconds of stun, all the while Chaos Knight is beating the ever-loving piss out of you. And if Chaos Strike goes off, you're just pretty much doomed. Not to mention that Wisp will really increase his attack speed, so it is almost a guarantee with Overcharge. No, Tidehunter banning Nature's Prophet. Of course, I can understand that. A little surprised, maybe. I guess it goes bans and then picks. Not wanting to let Nature's Prophet be there to teleport in and help whoever is getting ganked by Chaos Knight and Wisp, which I have seen, and I'm sure everybody else has seen, which I have seen in a lot of games where Chaos Knight and Wisp, they poured in, and then at the exact same instant, as soon as they realize that Nature's Prophet is there to help support, sometimes, of course, goes a little bit wrong, and it nets Chaos Knight and Wisp a little bit more farm from an extra kill, but I think that no Tidehunter realizes they have a much more mobile team at the moment. Of course, Storm Spirit, incredibly mobile. Nyx Assassin, very good at running around and ganking. Pretty mobile. Magnus, of course, has Skewer and gets Blink and is, fairly mobile as well. But Keeper of the Light has, what is it called? Has Recall, can get anybody into a team fight. Wisp and Chaos Knight, incredibly good at just porting wherever they need to be. I'll just assume those two are always together. Chaos Wisp, if you will, or Wisp Knight. Ooh, yeah, Wisp Knight. But they're always together as well, and very, very mobile with Relocate and all that. Clockwork being picked up by No Tidehunter. Very, very good at separating heroes. Of course, Cogs can be incredibly annoying. And actually, with Hookshot, if he ever does get Aghanims, not that it matters late game, of course, with only a 40-second cooldown, but Clockwork can be incredibly mobile as well with this Hookshot. And it looks like No Tidehunter is going for a much, much more mobile, incredibly mobile team comparatively. Storm Spirit, of course, is there. Shadow Demon, though, being picked up by Fnatic. And I didn't even mention that Fnatic has banned Bounty Hunter, which is understandable. They don't want Nyx Assassin being ganked, especially Bounty Hunter plus Wisp and Chaos Knight is just a recipe for free kills. As long as they catch anybody out, anybody who's not in tower range, essentially, Bounty will get a track, a slow, in comes Wisp and Chaos Knight, and then it's boom, free track gold, free kill for everybody. And it can be incredibly terrifying. Not to mention that Bounty Hunter's track will really, really limit Nyx Assassin's ability to farm, and just how comfortable Nyx Assassin ever feels. Of course, most high-level games you see a lot of detection, and Bounty Hunter is not the end-all be-all, but when it comes right down to it,
5 seconds remaining.
Bounty is very scary to Nyx Assassin. Puck being picked up by No Tidehunter, all the while Fnatic picking up Gyrocopter. Understandable, because they don't really have a very, very late game carry at the moment. Of course, Magnus can carry, but you see him more as a utility hero nowadays. Reverse Polarity can be big, and with Blink being mandatory, kind of lends itself. Magnus generally is more of a utility, not full support, but just a utility hero at the moment. Storm Spirit, I have seen carry, gets Orchid, gets a lot of damage items, gets a lot of intelligence, and just ports all over the map, but has to be really farmed for that, and really has to snowball into this amazing sort of damage-dealing Storm Spirit. Shadow Demon, of course, very good at ganking, supporting. Nyx Assassin, never seen a carry Nyx, not that it matters, but like I was saying, Gyrocopter, very, very strong, incredibly late game. Relatively strong early as well. Rocket Barrage can be all the difference as soon as somebody gets caught out. I think that the old mentality of it was that, oh, Rocket Barrage is not that good of an ability. You can just walk away from it. And of course, that is true, but as long as you don't let somebody walk away from it, it can be incredibly, incredibly damaging. The same way that Leshrak's Diabolic Edict is an incredibly strong skill, especially for pushing towers as well, but if you can catch one single person out, it's just a huge amount of damage to them. Of course, Leshrak being made a little bit worse nowadays because Diabolic Edict has a cast animation, which it never used to. You just used to run next to people, and then boom, they started to explode, which made him one of my favorite heroes to play. But now he seems, with Diabolic Edict, just a little bit too clunky nowadays to really see a lot of play. His stun has this massive delay on it compared to any others. It's kind of a skill shot stun. Not that that is that's incredibly concerning, but Diabolic Edict and his stun really come off as strong skills, all the while his lightning, very good at harassing early game, of course, but tends to fall down a little bit. Good at counter pushing as well, but falls down a little bit as the game progresses. And all the while, of course, can do he's one of the fastest magic damage dealers, I think, in the entire game, Leshrak. But unless you have a team that supports well and you can survive it all, it can be very, very difficult to actually front load all that damage. In that same way, though, Leshrak can be an incredibly good damage soak and target. Puts a massive target on his head because nobody wants to suffer a Leshrak ult for more than a second, really. Let's see if we can't go Bastion and answer. Oh, come on. There's no Bastions. At least we'll get Storm Spirit in here. He's terrific. Little bit of things going on, but let's get into just who's playing who. We have Follow EGM playing with, selling whatever he bought. It's okay. It was on the cooldown. Giving his trees, it looks like, to live and let Loda. Stacking them up just a little bit. Aki is playing Keeper of the Light. Admiral Bulldog going Clockwork, not going the carry this time around. Live and Let Loda, though, is the carry. Chaos Knight. We got Follow as the Wisp, and we have S4 Dota as Puck. Looks like they're going into each other's jungle, seeing if they can't pick off a First Blood, either of them. But it doesn't look like either of them will find the opponents they so want. Era is playing Storm Spirit. We have Han1 as Magnus. No Tail is playing Shadow Demon. Been seeing No Tail playing a lot of supports, actually. Every single game I've seen him play in, he's played a support. Hasn't seen any sort of carry, fun, meepo, malarkey, which of course I'm sure everybody has seen by now on YouTube. We have N being Nyx Assassin. And who is Gyro? We got Trixie as Gyro once again. Of course. Everybody now realizing that nobody's in their jungle. They're not going for any early team fights. Each of them realizing that, just going to their respective lanes. Magnus looks like he's running all the way home. What is this? We have a gnome now. Sentry, of course we do. We have a gnome now. Genuine Dolfrat and Roshinante. God, that's a great name. God, is that a good name. Nyx picking up, or I should say and picking up the Illusion Rune bot, making sure that nobody gets it. Don't want Puck to have it. Of course, he's gone early Null Talisman. Usually don't see that too often. Good for him. Gives him the mana. I'm sure there's a very good reason for it. Whenever any of these high-level players do something, which I think is counterintuitive, like getting a Null Talisman early, I'm sure there's a very good reason. Trixie getting a little more last hits than S4 Dota. Understandable, though, although S4 Dota has much higher attack damage. That would be that Null Talisman and Iron Branch is helping that. Trixie, though, getting that very first Flak Cannon, I really like this. There's one too many reallys. I very much like this skill build. Very good at harassing early. Here comes Magnus, though. He's got a skewer. It doesn't have the longest range, only 600. But with all this early harass from Trixie, It's going to be very scary for S4 Dota to go anywhere near the river. Is he going to go? He's going across it. It looks like this could be a time for Hand 1 to run in, but no, nothing is happening. They know that he's gotten an early phase shift, but now he has popped. It doesn't matter. It looks like No-Tail and Hand 1 are just hanging out bot, seeing if there's no funny business going on. All the while, the entirety of Team Fnatic is hanging out bot. You've got Era at the very bottom lane, stand-in, N is pulling very effectively. Admiral Bulldog's hanging out. It's looking at his cog, seeing what he's going to do. All the while, Chaos Knight having complete and utter free farm, as well as Follow and Aki are just supporting him as much as they want. They're saying Admiral Bulldog is in no danger. He's fine with it. No-Tail pulling, stacking for more likely than not Trixie now, who is harassing incredibly effectively with Flat Cannon. It gives you so much range, 1,000 I believe as well. All the while, CK having as much free farm as you can possibly get in this game. There is no contestation whatsoever. No-Tail though, as well as Hand smoking in, looking like they're just trying to give Trixie the benefit in this mid game right now. S4 Dota looks like he has no idea what's going on, where they are. Trixie trying to get as many things as he can. Rocket barraging, seeing if he can't hurt him a little bit more. In comes Hand 1, seeing if he can't get it. But with that, silencing Trixie. Looks like he's caught out. Rocket barrage though can't do it in the last second. He's hitting everything but Puck. And in the same breath, in runs Hand 1 with a skewer doing a little bit of damage. But in comes Aki, seeing if he can't maybe illuminate them all to death, but doesn't have the mana for it. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now has the mana. Doesn't matter though. No-Tail has disrupted him. Aki, seeing if he can't illuminate. Doesn't matter. Everybody is healed up. In comes Admiral Bulldog, just trying to cog them all. Make sure they can't get away. S4 Dota is gonna. No-Tail will fall. Can't get away in time. Hand 1. All the while has Skewer in his pocket if he needs it. Trixie gets away though, picks up a bottle as well. CK is up top, has already got boots and a belt of strength. 1-1 on this game so far. Aki hanging out, just de-warding a little bit. Yeah, that's in the range. Also, it's a double ward, or I should say it's a useful ward right here. Stopping this stack from happening. I'm fairly certain that the range is right about here. You might as well consider this blood trail. The range that I think that this camp recognizes it. No-Tail's here. Let's see though. He's trying to stack. It doesn't seem like it's gonna work. Does not indeed. There is the sentry ward stopping any stack from happening. Of course, No-Tail realizes it now, picks up the haste rune, knowing that no Tidehunter is probably closer around, just trying to pick it up. Era, though, is bot as well, though, getting pretty much as much free farm as he could ever want. Admiral Bulldog hanging out. Are we going to see Fnatic sporting a little bit of a carry Storm Spirit here? He already has power treads. He's on par, I think, with Live and Let Loda. Neither of them have had a kill around them, I believe. Yes, they're almost exactly on par. 31 last hits for Live and Let Loda. All the while, Era, though, has 31 hits as well. There it is. Admiral Bulldog being completely caught out. 4 people running around, but he gets a cogs in at the very last second. Just keeping him in place. Doesn't matter. 4-on-1 is not going to do a thing. And in the same breath, Fnatic is going to try to get and push this bottom tower. All the while, though, they have traded for the top tower. No Tidehunter getting that early top tower, only 5 minutes in. All the while, though, Fnatic, of course, trying to go for that bot, trying to equalize just a little bit. And with that, there it is. With the tower difference and Storm Spirit getting it, looks like we might see a carry Storm Spirit here. Fnatic shoots a little bit ahead of CK. Puck doing a little bit better than Gyro mid as well, despite dying, funnily enough. Trixie hanging out, harassing with Flat Cannon as best as he can, it looks like. Not doing as much as you'd think. Probably wanting to save his mana just in case Rocket Burst. Once again, we see Trixie not getting 1 level in Homing Missile. Not sure how I feel about that. I suppose against Puck, it completely makes sense though. Homing Missile is so delayed. Puck has all the time in the world to 1, run away, and 2, phase shift and can time it incredibly effectively. Of course, we have S4 Dota getting that level 1 phase shift You got to time that incredibly well to get away from most things. Not even a second, 0.75 seconds of actual disappearing. No tail hanging around, has some wards as well. All the while, Era though, very, very farmed. 41 last hit. CK probably on par. Not actually. And if you look at the net worth, is actually 400 ahead. It's because he was probably around for that one kill. If CK was around for one, he'd probably be on par. Admiral Bulldog hanging out bot, getting stout shield, doing a little bit, cogging up, not 100%. Oh, now I do know why. Absolutely 100% sure why. Really trying to prolong that creep line, make it not so far into Radiant territory, into Fnatic territory. Don't know exactly what it's going to do, but at the same time, he is stacking this camp, the Ancients camp. There he has stacked it effectively. All the while, this one can't be stacked, or at least can now. Couple of ults falling down. Gyrocopter is there. Fnatic Trixie looks he's so low of life, can't quite get away. Dreamcatcher though, or Soulcatcher though, on Puck, doing tons of damage if and when. And when it comes right down to it, Keeper of the Light falls. Puck can't cinch it, and Admiral Bulldog shows up just a little bit too late, seeing if he can't snipe a little bit with Rocket Flare. No Tail knows that he's looking for him and is evading, running around, and being right underneath the tower. Admiral Bulldog though might. Is he gonna? I want to see if he tries to snipe this Rocket Flare and sends it all the way home to No Tail. I don't know if it would be enough. It's only level 2. It shouldn't be enough, but it's already off cooldown, and he hasn't launched it yet, so I'm going to assume he's fine. Era, of course, farming bot very effectively. What has he got coming to him already? There's no way he has an Ogre Club already. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised. He has been farming incredibly well. Yeah, even above CK. All the while, though, what am I doing? All the while, though, CK Wisp, what levels was level 5, almost level 6 Wisp. It's almost time for Fnatic to start being really, really scared about moving out solo, especially this Storm Spirit. All the while, he does have Ball Lightning. There he is, falling onto Admiral Bulldog. Admiral Bulldog, of course, has Rocket Flare when he ever needs it, and has double damage and cogs just a little bit, maybe trying to stop Era from just getting the gank on him. Of course, Era, though, does have the Ogre Club. I was mistaken. Does have enough farm for that. Trixie, though, getting caught out, hanging out, not getting caught out, hanging out. Puck being caught out. Doesn't look like he can get away, though. Hand 1 is there. In comes Wisp and CK. He has hit level 6. There it is. 4-second stun on Trixie is going to fall instantly. And now with the speed, trying to really get down to No Tail. I'm wondering to see if he's going to tether up again. No, it looks like he's going to port back all the way home. Everybody chasing him down, seeing if they can't get him. Live and Let Loda really wants these kills. Getting mana burned is the word. Getting mana burned? Whew. Almost forgot that one. Live and Let Loda, though, getting mana burn, doesn't have enough now for Chaos Bolt. Doesn't matter. Era continues to farm bot. Has a surprisingly large amount of life, actually. Surprisingly nice for him, I'm sure. One of the problems I always arise with Storm Spirit is everybody tells me, or at the very least, expects me to play him as kind of a glass cannon where I ball lightning in and do a huge amount of damage and ball lightning away, all the while avoiding any stuns and getting absolutely no damage on me whatsoever. But Era looking like he's going more of a tanky kind of build. Storm Spirit, of course, getting BKB, and with that, BKB and ball lightning will be incredibly resilient to almost any gank, especially CK gank. As soon as CK and Wisp come in, doesn't matter. You pop BKB, you ball lightning away. That's if you're kind of low on mana, you BKB, and you just wait out the relocate, and then you just ball lightning at the last second as long as your BKB is still on, and you're good. Ooh, couldn't quite spike Carapace that Rocket Flare, and doing a fraction of a second behind on it. Trixie looks like he's farming this stack. Somebody has graciously stacked it for him. Only a couple of stacks. Looks like he's going to stack it one more time, thinking that he can't kill it in time. And he, rightly so, is going to stack it right now. Goes to the left. Usually see them go straight down, but will stack it effectively, looks like. And now with that, he's going to be popping flat cannon. Might even ult. Has the mana for it. Wouldn't be too concerned. He's got a couple of charges. Actually porting top now because there's a team fight going on. And with that, in pops Era. Wisp will fall. And Puck is just getting away. CK, though, looks like he's going to fall as well. Going to get stunned by Trixie. Can't get away. It's completely and utterly slowed. All the while, Puck isn't even there. Going invisible. Oh, CK makes it out. Still has way more mana than he ever needs. Big stun on Nyx. And with that, the entirety of Team Fnatic falls. Sorry I missed the start of that fight, folks, but you can't be around. You can't notice every single thing. Han1 hanging out. Doesn't have Blink yet, so Puck knows that he's there. Very good phase shift at the last second. Avoiding that shockwave damage. And with that, that'll probably be a big swing into Dire's favor. All the while, it looked like Team Fnatic was having a better time than no Tidehunter doing well. They will get to deny this tower, and with that, this will pop just a little bit lower. It's not the... Of course, they're stopping them from having money, but they still get a little bit more money. And with that difference in gold, only 1,500 roughly. Not, like, nothing to sneeze about. I wonder what the experience graph. 4,000, however, as far as experience is concerned. That's quite a few levels if we're looking at these numbers right here. 4,000 alone. Puck being caught out, but blinks away. Doesn't even matter. Using his phase shift and blink, just gets away. Doesn't matter at all. There it is. Gyrocopter picking up that stack, trying to kill them all before the 13-minute mark, just to make sure that they can show up again. All the while, very close to drums as well. Era now close to getting his Mithril Hammer. Going to be going BKB. Really wanted to avoid that Wisp CK combo, I'm absolutely sure. Relocate is off cooldown. They just need to find somebody to pick off, but everybody is hanging out in pairs or in triplets. Trixie, of course, getting as much farm as he possibly can. Everybody trying to give it to him. Era, though, farming very effectively as well. Incredibly close to getting his BKB. Has a Mithril Hammer. What is that? 1,030? I think a BKB recipe is $1,000. I could be wrong. 1,000 gold. Let's look, shall we? We got upgrades. Booga. Boom, there you are. 1,300. Man, I am off my game today, I must say. But now has enough for Mithril Hammer. Interested to see if he spends it. Has a million. Just all his gold is unreliable. You might as well be spending it. There's no reason to hold on to unreliable gold. If you die, it's gone anyway, so you might as well use it. Puck hanging out, seeing if he can't get this rune. Is going to pick it up. Has double damage now. Might want to use it to push mid. It's already a little bit below half health. And with Admiral Bulldog there, has hookshot ready. Aki is there, incredibly good at pushing, of course. And Wisp, the CK combo, doing very well. Look at that. You have a little bit of power treads toggling. Doesn't matter. And looks like he's close to getting armlet. Still needs, I believe... Still needs a little bit. Oh, geez. What has happened? When did this become... Ah, there it is. That's what I want. Whew, close one. Still needs Blades of Attack and still needs his Gloves of Haste, but overall, fairly close to getting Armlet. Wisp now with Urn should be around for a lot of kills. They're looking to see if there's anybody around, maybe scared a little bit by these two Magnus illusions, but Era is there, and they know that if there's any one hero that you can't gank on Team Fnatic, with the CK Wisp with the CK Wisp combo, it's Storm Spirit. He'll just ball lightning away. Looks like he's saving until he can buy his Black King bar outright. Maybe not too worried about it, but in comes a little bit of a smoke. Aki is here, does not have any in Mana Leak, so No Tail isn't going to be caught out by that. Disruptions himself so he doesn't get hurt by it, but it looks like he's going to get silenced if need to. Gets ulted, but in comes Wisp and CK. They're always there if you ever need them. If there's ever a chase going on, Wisp and CK are there. That's what makes them so strong. All the while, CK being one of the stronger carries just gets farmed by this, just gets fed as well. Not to mention that Wisp now, he's in very good position to get many urn charges, and with that now, no Tidehunter is gonna not rocket, but be slightly ahead. of Team Fnatic, as the graphs will show, I am certain. Smoke going on for Team Fnatic, heading up top, seeing if they can't kind of stop a little bit of that unreliable goal that Chaod Knight and Wisp have gotten recently from those port-ins. Really wanted to limit how strong he's going to get. Gets stunned. Binex, big ult falling down for Trixie. He's getting completely cut out. Maybe he can armlet toggle. Ults just to try to get away. And then Hand drops his reverse polarity as much as he wants to. Puck Can is getting a big ult on all of Fnatic. In comes Admiral Bulldog. Ults in. Doesn't matter though. Here is Aki. Seeing if he can't get him down. Ball lighting. Trying to at the very last second. Couldn't quite get away. Gyro will port away. Standing is there. Can't get away though. Admiral Bulldog is there to hit him just a little bit. All the while, Wisp has now got... Oh, he's still only got 2 Urn of Shadow Charges. Must have been using them up all that game. And with that, what was that? 3 for 2? 3 for 1? 2 for 1? Not exactly sure. Doesn't matter. Team Fnatic's mid tower will fall using reinforce, using what is it? Glyph of fortification, using fortification just to stall a little bit. Now has level 1 mana lake, very, very strong skill. Trixie there, hopefully trying really, really hard to deny it. And does. Trixie is there ulting in. Admiral Bulldog being cut out. Rocket Barrage is quite strong. Live and let Loda though. Only a 2-second stun. Doesn't matter though. S4 Dota is a reality. Looks like Trixie isn't going to be able to get away. Pops the drums just to catch on. S4 Dota is there and ports in with the Illusory Orb and makes sure that everything is over. In comes though Nyx. One shot on this Wisp and there he goes. Live and Loda has very low health. Will need to armlet toggle to get out of this. Can't get away and gets stunned before anything can happen. Admiral Bulldog is here. Cogs and upstanding. All the while, Aki sends in an Illuminate, standing and getting hit down a little bit. Era wants to leave, but he can't. He'll get stunned again. Doesn't matter, though. S4 Dota is there. And with that, now the kills are doubled for No Tidehunter, playing very, very well. All the while, I'm fairly certain that Wisp and CK have bought back. And right there is that incredible mobility of No Tidehunter's team, of their lineup right now, showcasing it right now. One person dies, doesn't matter. Keep the lights alive. Send them in with recall. Get them back into the fight. Doesn't matter. Nobody needs boots of travels. One person dies, so did Wisp. Both buy back, and here they are with relocate. Very, very mobile team. Much more mobile than Team Fnatic. And probably because of that, being able to capitalize on people getting caught out, one, and some of these chases that are happening, especially that one that happened recently in the jungle. I mean, he was, I believe, No Tail Shadow Demon was right here running away, and in came CK Wisp. He might have been able to get away, probably not, but guaranteed a little bit more gold for both CK and Wisp, both of which you don't really want to get that much more gold. Smoke going down for No Tail, or smoke going down from No Tail, smoke going down for Team Fnatic, hanging out, seeing if No Tidehunter is roshing, maybe, just making sure, but all the while, once again, trying to really limit the amount of gold that CK and Wisp are getting, and all of it's unreliable. He's gonna get caught out. There is Hand, in pops Era, getting the stun off. Wisp jumps in, trying to stop him from getting away, and he ults away just to stop a little bit of the stuns. Will fall though, but in pops Puck. S4 Dota getting an ult off, doesn't matter. Admiral Bulldog is here, cogging a little bit. Wisp is there, getting massively hurt by this Nyx. Reverse polarity though, and with that, a lot of No Tidehunter is melting. All they have left is they've got, oh no, Admiral Bulldog falling, being stun locked to high hell. Has a rocket flare, doesn't matter, can't use it, just in his last dying breath, cogs everybody up. And now Aki is here all alone to stop this push, which, I mean, is a pretty good position to be in if you're Keeper of the Light. You can stop almost any push you want, baby. All the while, does have Tranks as well. Chaos not going for Tranks, not like last game where everybody was going for Tranks. Very strong item back when this was played. A little bit nerfed now. Sadly, Crystal Maiden is having a really hard time nowadays. Not that you see her in any competitive play, but she's just in the way of that gunfire, I must say. Hand one has a little bit of farm, still doesn't have Blink though. Probably going to be saving up, trying. I expect more likely than not Fnatic giving him the farm up top, trying to make sure that he gets a blink dagger. Can be a massive, massive difference in any of these team fights. All the while, though, Team Fnatic equalizing just a little bit. There should be a little bit of bump. There it is. As far as gold and experience is concerned, winning that last team fight a little bit. No tails there, realizing he might be getting caught out. He might be being hunted just a little bit by in here. All the while, though, Wisp goes top, seeing if anybody's there. Oh no, it looked like he was up here, and he ported them bot just to get Live and Let Loda here for the tower attack. S4 Dota is here, has blink, gonna be incredibly hard for him to actually die now, especially with level 4 phase shift. Because as far as I'm quite certain, you can use phase shift at the same time, blink. You can blink from phase shift, and you just need to not be hurt for 3 seconds. And phase shift is a little bit over that, 3.25. So because of that, very, very difficult to kill Puck nowadays. No tails here. Looks like he's going to be warding up, maybe de-warding a little bit. All the while, Wisp has everything warded up incredibly nicely. Probably wasn't Wisp, actually. Probably was Keeper of the Light. That's fine. Wisp now all alone, getting a little bit of farm probably. Porting bot though, if and when he ever needs to. Just making sure this will fall. And if things get a little hairy, that's a-okay. He'll just tether up to Chaos Knight and take him away, making sure that nothing will fall. All the while trading a tier 1 for a tier 2. No Tidehunter, of course, winning in the tower fight. The 3 towers left for Team Fnatic, all the while only, 4 left for no Tidehunter, clearly winning. And with that, realizing they're ahead, they have all the vision in the world. Lots of vision right here, not too worried, especially vision right here. They know that they have nothing. They know they haven't seen them. No Tidehunter knows that Team Fnatic has not seen them explicitly go into a rush. I'm sure they have a feeling. I'm sure they have some sort of inkling because of this ward. But it comes right down to it. They can't be first. They can't be certain about it. And with that, CK is going to pick up an Aegis of the Immortal and 200 gold all around. Also, I didn't mention this at the time, but when this fell, there was no huge push to give it the last hit to any one hero. Not even CK, despite him being there. And something to note, actually, is that when a tower does fall to just the Dire side, or just the Radiant side, to just a side, it gives more overall gold to the entire team than it would if somebody had gotten the last hit. So possibly trying to give their supports a little bit of farm, realizing that CK is probably steamrolling very effectively, has armlet already, is not concerned, is level 13. Getting close to 16, 3 more levels, sure, but as soon as he hits level 16, that level 3 Phantasm is going to be devastating. All the while, Storm Spirit actually out-leveling just a smidge. Does have his BKB, still hasn't used it yet because, from that little timer there. But all the while, though, very strong farm at the moment. Let's look at some net worth. Puck actually beating out Live and Let Loda. No fooling, no less. Does that have to do with, has Puck gotten a million kills? 7-2. Oh, could be a couple of the kills that have done it. Gyrocopter, we got Trixie pausing. Moment, sorry. Maybe a little bit of connectivity issues. Not really sure what's happening. Isn't the end of the world, though. Trixie, though, no, let's wax intellectual about some items. Getting BKB, understandably. There are a lot of disables on the opposing team. No Tidehunter, of course. Wisp, CK. I think what it is getting BKB is, it's not a guaranteed away from Wisp CK, but it really ups your chances. You see them coming in, you pop BKB, and you are not guaranteed death. It's just probably going to happen anyways. You might throw down your slowing ult, though, and that might be able to get you enough to just get away in time. Also going drums and magic wand, both very good items. Drums pretty much a better form of a ultimate orb. Plus 9 to all attributes, not quite 10, but I mean very incredibly good item. And you see this on a lot of gyros and a lot of characters, or I should not say characters, a lot of heroes like PL as well, where it gives you all these stats. It gives you more mana, health, damage, of course, since you're agi. But beyond that, what's so strong about it is it gives you more damage because of the stat increase. And you see this on a lot of heroes like PL, who very, very good agi increase, and all they do is, of course, with PL, there's a very good reason for it, is he's got illusions, and because of those, they only get damage from stats. But you see this on a lot of heroes as well. And of course, Gyro does not have a bunch of plus damage, but his overall damage right here, 108, I think is quite high as well. Storm Spirit might have him beat, does not, in fact, but that's probably because his power treads are of strength. 96 on Magnus. CK will have him beat, most definitely, especially when Armlet is popped, no less, but also has drums, and overall, I think is not actually a smaller level, is actually not as high up, but I'm pretty sure Chaos Knight has fairly high normal attack damage, and actually, if you look at the attack damage, it's 100 to 130. It's not a set value of 115 every time. There's always a range, and I believe Chaos Knight has the largest range in the entire game, hence him being Chaos, and that's his whole shtick. That's his thing, so there you have it. Of course, Puck, very, very good showcase of this, has plus 40 intelligence, and because of that, massive damage comparatively. Clockwork, good initiator, all that. Pipe of Insight, doesn't usually go for strength unless he gets a heart, which is more of a late game thing. Keeper of the Light getting Rod of Atos, not Rad. What am I, from Chicago? Wait, Chicago. Maybe it's not Chicago. Is that accent? Oh no, I'm blanking. Oh well, getting Rod of Atos, good for, has lots of int, gives him all the mana he'll ever need. Not that he needs it, he's got Chakra Magic, of course. He's got the health, won't get caught out so much. The cripple slow, actually, 60%. I had no idea it was that strong. I thought 50 at most, but 40 is a-okay. All the while, trying to find things to talk about as we're paused. A little bit difficult. Let's go a little bit personal, shall we? So, I don't know about any of you, but personally, I have the hardest time sleeping. And last night was no exception. Head on the pillow, doesn't matter at all. All the while, though, let me tell you exactly why I couldn't fall asleep. I was thinking about casting. I finally got my channel up. I found new software, OBS, of course, to, I got new software to cast, and I was really excited, and I just couldn't sleep, and I couldn't wait to get a couple of games in, and so hopefully these are those 2 games. Man, pausing is, it's just the worst. Ooh, that's nice. If I move over here, you got that stereo in the left ear, move over here, you got that stereo in the right ear. A little bit nice. No Tail has gotten Trank Boots, very, very strong when this was played again. I guess let's just look at the items. Nyx Assassin, does not have that many items, has not been able to go around ganking that effectively. Can't gank CK, can't gank Wisp, of course, always with CK, incredibly scary. Keeper of the Light, if played well, of course, is usually with somebody as well. Puck, almost impossible to gank. Sure, you might get Vendetta on him. You might get a stun on him as well. You might even get a stun, Vendetta. You might get an entire combo off on him. But then what are you going to do? He's going to phase shift. And with phase shift, he's going to blink away. And then he's going to lose the orb. And he's going to be able to get away no matter what. Pretty much. Unless you can pop him in one time. So, hard time for Nyx Assassin. Might be able to, also, that's the hard thing. Can't really go after Clockwork as well. Will get cogged, hookshotted, and battery assaulted, as, until the end of days. Sure, you can stun him, you can pop Spike Carapace, but it's not going to be able to do any much unless he's out-farmed him, which he hasn't. He's going to have a very hard time. And Keeper of the Light, if played well, can pop his ult, can Blinding Light away, try to Mana Leak and keep running, but overall is not going to fall. Also has Mechanism, has Rod of Atos already, is not too concerned about being ganked by Nyx. And what level is Nyx anyway? Just hitting 11. Vendetta is not so scary anymore that it is cringeworthy. It's not so scary that you're afraid to move out anymore. Live and Let Loda. Doing fine, just killing up a little catapults up top. Let's look at the net worth. Puck still ahead of him, doesn't matter though, really. All the while though, Gyro and Era, Trixie and Era doing quite good as well. There is by far, this game is nowhere near over. Trixie, of course, does have his BKB. Lots of stable items on Team Fnatic. BKBs on Era, on Trixie. Oh, is he gonna have it? Is he gonna have it? You think he's gonna have a Blink Dagger? Oh, he got his Blink Dagger. There it is. That farming up top. Got his Blink Dagger. A huge Blink instant reverse polarity can be a massive difference in any team fight, of course. All the while, no Tidehunter farming Team Fnatic's jungle. They have wards around. They know who's here. They know who's gonna be coming. Making sure this is not getting de-warded anytime soon. Very aggressive wards. Warding here. Not that anybody can really go in viz except Nyx, but this is such a high traffic area that this small amount of vision that this provides will be enough to see if there's any movement going on. All the while, Team Fnatic using a smoke, running into the jungle, see if they can't catch somebody out. And Chaos Knight is there. They see him, but does Chaos Knight see them as well? Does not look like it. All the while, Team Fnatic deciding that that isn't the best course of action, all the while giving no Tidehunter time to recoup, time to run around. You think that no Tidehunter probably knew some little fishy was going on, all the while Admiral Bulldog is farming bot, pushing it in just a little bit. Aki farming Team Fnatic's jungle as well. Gyrocopter having to stay home, Trixie having to stay home, and just does not want to get caught out by CK and Wisp. There they are, porting in, trying to just move everything around a little bit. Hand one, everybody's porting home. Doesn't matter though. Trixie gets some good farm bottom. And with that, I think we're going to go to a small period of farming. It's for Dota, farming whatever he can, of course. Porting in, killing, see if he can't kill it before the stack shows up, and boom. And it has shown up. Ooh, Aki does have invisibility rune. Nobody does have, as far as I know, dust, because there's no sort of invisibility on Team No Tidehunter. But in pops Aki, gonna be relocating somebody down. Recalling, is it gonna be? It's Puck. Misses the silence. Doesn't matter. The Lizard Orb will fall. Will probably cast an ult if and when he ever needs to. Scared maybe of a Rocket Barrage, but Trixie has saved it. Did not use it. And with that, the entirety of Team Fnatic is going to run bot, see if they can't gank these two. All the while, lots and lots of damage hitting these creep waves, just trying to push it back all the way in. Trixie runs into it, but in jumps Era. Can't quite get the stun off, doesn't matter though. And with that, Puck gets an ult on 2 of the 4 there. And in there it is, Admiral Bulldog getting everything in. Cogs up his own guy, but doesn't matter. Uses his ult to port away. Live and Let Loda, getting everybody. And with that, Team Fnatic will melt. Absolutely melt to the wrath of no Tidehunter. Trixie trying to kill S4 Dota with his last breath. Seeing if he can't do it. And I wouldn't be surprised if No Tail wants to call an early GG again. This is looking a little bit rough, I must say. Wisp was top, ported in, but now he's got 2 bracers, making him a little bit more survivable in every team fight. All the while, still having Chakra Magic on Aki. You'd think he'd give it to Chaos Knight. He doesn't have enough for a really good combo right now, but it doesn't matter. There, gets healed up, gets mana booted, doesn't even matter now actually. And now, looks like they're going to be pushing bot just a little bit. All the while, Puck stacking. Nope, just trying to farm the Ancients a little bit. Does have double damage, making it quite a bit easier for himself. And has Gwynsoons. Very hard. Not Gwynsoons anymore. It's just called Scythe or Sheepstick. Has a Sheepstick now, making it especially hard to ever kill him, especially one-on-one. Aki doing tons and tons of damage to the creep wave. And now the entirety of No Tidehunter is bought. Hand pops in blinks in with a really big ult. Doesn't matter. Skewers everybody back. Everybody getting caught out. CK and Puck. Doesn't matter. The Wisp gets away. Getting disrupted in his own. Cogs is stuck. He's destroyed Cogs. Doesn't matter though. Admiral Bulldog might be able to get away. And all he does is he hookshots back onto his own Wisp. Getting away just in time. Era does not have enough mana to ball lightning away. All the while, there's that little... Okay, sure, it's a beetle. Gets the stun on him. 2 seconds. I'm sure it's only level 1. Of course it is. And now everybody chasing him down. Skewering in. Gets that slow on Admiral Bulldog. Doesn't matter though. Gets mana leaked. And with that, I'm going to give up on Wisp. But there he is, tethering in. Making sure everybody gets away. He's got those little floating orbs. Just seeing if he can't do a little bit of damage. Doesn't matter though. And with that, the entirety of the river of No Tidehunter breaks on the tower of Team Fnatic. Ooh, look at that poetry. Trixie farming up pretty well. Almost has enough for Eagle Song if that's what he's going to be going for. Of course, Nyx is there. He's going to be scouting a little bit. I don't think anybody has that much detection. The sentry ward has fallen, and no sentries are in. Couldn't be... You think he would have scouted a little bit more. Not the end of the world. Probably terrified that they do have sentries. CK is farming very fine. Going to be farming up the jungle just a little bit as well. There he is, scouting ahead. Is only a level 11. Finds him there. Gets the stun off. Stuns the Illuminate. Carapace the Illuminate. And with that, poor Aki getting completely caught out. Very nice combo right there by Stand-In. And with a little bit of a follow-up by Era. Does not have Orchid yet. There he does. Wow, I should eat my own words. Orchid now on Era. Can really deny some strong plays now. All he needs to do, port in an Orchid Chaos Knight before any Phantasms go down, before any stuns go down, and the team fights will be a whole different issue. Keeper of the Light, of course, usually gets his abilities off. Very long range on his abilities. Mana Leak is incredibly long range. Let's look at how long range that is. Does it say? It doesn't say. But incredibly long range. Something around 1,000 range to actually cast on people. Usually gets his abilities off before anything is said and done. CK, though, not so much. Admiral Bulldog hanging out. Now has Ghost Scepter. Seen this on a lot of Clockworks lately. Puts him in cogs. Ghost Scepters, making sure that they can't attack him beyond spells. But with the Pipe of Insight, will kind of counteract any damage that this would additionally do to him. All the while, Hand 1 has Reverse Polarity up. Era as well, of course, has Ball Lightning. He's level 16 now, has level 3 Ball Lightning. Good on him. And I'm wondering, ooh, Roshan almost up. Both teams must know this. No Tidehunter, just waiting around for it, seeing if they can't get the Aegis and really push in there with the Chaos Knight as well. Gyro, have you gotten an Eagle Song? Yes, you have. Gyro, probably more likely than not, going Butterfly will give him that huge amount of damage, pure stat damage that he usually wants. Not to mention, because Flat Cannon, I'm pretty sure... Yeah, only the main target. It's only orbs and that sort of thing that really affect it. It has nothing to do with plus damage. It's not like illusions at all. All the while, Hand 1 is top. Sees Wisp. There they are. Both porting in. Doesn't matter, though. Stand-In and was there, knowing that they're there. Oh, uses a Reverse Polarity. Really wants to make sure this Chaos Knight doesn't get away. Uses Phantasm. Seeing if he can't get somebody with... Seeing if he can't kill somebody with himself. And with that, pops a Phantasm. It's like fighting 4 Chaos Knights. Knows that he's pretty damn scared and should all run away. And with that 1-for-1 trade, and Wisp buys back, he's back into the fold. Doesn't matter, takes Chaos Knight with him home. Not sure if that was meant to happen. Could be, though. He might want a little bit of money. Looks like Chaos Knight might be going and picking up a Reaver right now. Has the money for it. Will give him a huge amount of survivability and health and damage, no less. And since he is a Phantasm hero, he is an Illusion hero, you really do want stats on Chaos Knight. There's that Reaver. Probably going to be going Heart. Does not have the makings of Satanic in right now. All the while, No Tail, Shadow Demon getting caught out and being cogged up and can't disrupt himself to safety whatsoever. Gyro, though, does have Eagle Song. Has enough now for the, I want to say, Quarterstaff. Let's make sure. Has enough for the Quarterstaff. Probably saving up for the Talisman Evasion. Much better item to get. Of course, it's twice as much as the Quarterstaff, but really, the 25% evasion can be the difference between life or death. All the while, though, wouldn't be too concerned. And with that, No Tidehunter picks up a Roshan. They know that with Shadow Demon down and everybody spread out, as well as Era being top, and that there's no chance of a port in and steal. All the while, I'm quite certain that they knew that Magnus's reverse polarity was on cooldown as well. He had just used it to stop CK from really getting anything. And with that Aegis, they know that they're going to want to push in. Probably going to stay here, push everything out. All the while, CK's just going to be waiting for Phantasm to get off a cooldown. And with that, they're just going to push in. Probably just test the waters. Would not be... I'd be a little bit amazed if they really dedicated to this while Phantasm was so close to cooldown. All the while, though, they have to realize that Magnus ult is also very, very close to being off cooldown as well. Doesn't matter, though. Trixie being completely caught out, gets stunned all the way down. And with that, Admiral Bulldog is just there. He's just there to stall. Doesn't matter, though. And with that Blinding Light pushing everybody back, Team Fnatic doesn't know what they're going to do. Standing, trying to stop this Wisp and CK combo, trying to just stun him with a Carapace. Doesn't matter, though. All that... Okay, so Clockwork has fallen for Shadow Demon. Trixie getting caught out again. The buyback is falling. Reverse Polarity isn't on too many of them, though. Only hits one, and with that, all the illusions are hitting everybody. Phantasm off cooldown, and with that, No Tidehunter really decimating this. Team Fnatic buying back if they can. Doesn't look like many more can, though. Storm Spirit can, but doesn't have enough damage to actually do anything. Slowing everything. No Tail will falling on. There's the GG. No Tail is the first one to say it once again. Oh, excuse me. I need some water. Sending in, farming that courier, that gnome pony courier. Really nice and very, very difficult for No Tail and his entire team, Fnatic, to go against the CK Wisp combo. Of course, toggling Armlet, you can just tank this as much as he wants. Let's see if he will, or if he's just going to sacrifice himself. Doesn't matter. Oh, there's the Armlet toggle. Just wanted to tank this as much as he ever wants. There it is. Mistimes it ever so slightly. Doesn't matter, though. The entirety of Team Fnatic has quit. This will explode in just 4, 5, 6, 7 seconds. And with that, 250 damage Chaos Knight has just won it for Team No Tidehunter. All the while, not having Tidehunter. Very, very good. I'm Briefcase. Thanks for watching again. And please give me any feedback you have. Completely new. Playing catch-up on the Premier League. This will be my second game. Or no, this will be one of my games right now. So thanks.